Disclaimer: the comments made in this video are intended solely for entertainment purposes and are not intended to harm or offend anyone.
In today's hypercharged world of activism and woke ideologies, it seems like no corner of the internet is safe from heated battles over what's right and wrong. But what happens when these self-proclaimed warriors for justice face arguments grounded in cold, hard facts and logic? Today, I've collected 4 such unforgettable moments where woke ideologies get challenged head-on and get owned instantly. Starting with the time when Kristen Hawkins, an American pro-life activist, schools a pro-choice Wookiee. The scene opens with the woman making futile arguments, only to be humbled as the conversation unfolds. Just watch.
I just want to read you this poster that I have because I hear a lot of pro-lifers say that life begins at conception. So my poster reads, "Life begins when you understand living women matter more than potential babies."
What is it?
What do you mean?
If it's a potential baby, what is inside of a woman?
It's a fetus?
Is it living?
No.
How can it grow if it's not living?
Actually, that's like saying if an acorn is a tree.
When does the fetus become living?
That's actually a good question, but that line...
Yeah, of course, because you don't know it. Because it's living. It's living.
How about you let her speak?
You're fundamentally denying science to validate your opinion.
You actively deny science, ma'am.
How am I denying? What science did I deny, Darby?
Okay, so let's look at some posters over here.
It's hilarious how her argument goes from "let's read my sign" to "now let's read their sign" the second she's hit with a simple question that her room temperature IQ wasn't ready for. But it doesn't stop there. She keeps getting schooled as Kristen Hawkins drops truth bomb after truth bomb, leaving her totally stumbling for words.
You're going to tell me what science, you just made an accusation that I denied science. What science did I deny?
That it's a child inside of you. It is a clump of cells when
I'm a clump of cells. What makes me different?
That you were born? You were born.
So you don't. What you're arguing is that anything that is not born is not valuable of life.
I did not say that.
It's subjective. So when does a child or fetus or clump of cells, whatever you want to call it, when does this clump of cells or fetus become living?
When it can sustain its own life.
But when is the sustainability? No, when is sustainability?
21? About like 30 weeks to born, like 24, 30.
Because how do you sustain life? Like my newborns aren't sustainable. You can't just have a newborn and they just live on their own, right?
Right.
They're not sustainable. They need help and assistance to survive. So is a newborn not worthy of life? Is a newborn not worthy of life?
I do have one thing to say to you. How is it that when my mom was in college 30 years ago, she was protesting the exact same thing that me and these wonderful other women and men on this side have been protesting? How is it? Why? Why are we still protesting? Why are we still having to talk about this issue? It is a basic human right to have an abortion, to have a choice.
The reason we're still having the question is because some people don't want to accept the natural consequences of heterosexual sex and be inconvenienced by another human life and want to selfishly choose to end human life in order to have their whims met.
Mrs. Hawkins decided to shut her down with common sense, something that's definitely not so common in woke ideologies. But just imagine if she dropped the line, "They're still having this argument today because your mom didn't abort you." Now that would have been a mic drop. But that's nothing compared to the time Charlie Kirk completely obliterated a pro-abortion vegan activist in public. His argument was so ridiculous that even the pro-choicers would probably disown him from their own movement out of sheer embarrassment. Listen closely.
Hello, Charlie.
Hello.
My name's Adam. So I want to ask you, what do you think about veganism? That's not vegetarianism.
I am not a fan of veganism, but you have a right to be vegan, obviously.
So let me clarify.
Yeah.
You on abortion, you support pretty much banning abortion in most situations.
Yes, but humans are not rabbits.
Yes. So
and humans are not deer, and humans are not cows.
Okay. So I want to ask you, do you think it's a little bit hypocritical that you oppose abortion, but you also oppose veganism? Most animals most adult, like cows, pigs, chickens, they're more intelligent than fetuses and little children, small
Okay, so
infants.
I can't believe
So
I have
how
to.
come-
I
so
can't
I'm
believe
asking-
I have to answer this. Can I answer?
Yeah, so how come you're saying that
Can I
children...
answer?
Okay, yes, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, if you leave a cow for 5 years, will the cow ever be able to talk?
No?
If you leave a fetus for 5 years, will the fetus be able to talk?
Yeah?
Okay,
Sure,
so
maybe.
then which one has reason and a soul and can make sense of the natural world, aka an elevated being worthy of protection?
But that's
a cow
not-
or a human being?
That's not a good argument. That's like saying mute humans that are born, that are without the ability to speak can't have rights.
It's not just about speaking, it's about reason, it's about having a soul, it's about being not an animal. What is a human being to you?
A human being is someone who has personality, and someone who can speak, and if you mean like biologically, like someone of
Just give me a definition of, you have a dog and a human being, how do you know which is which?
a human being can walk and talk and
Well,
yeah,
a dog can walk.
yeah, but I can't walk and talk. Sure.
Here's the difference. A human being can tell you the difference between right and wrong. An animal can only tell you the difference between pleasure and pain.
Yeah, but animals still suffer like human
Of course,
fetuses do.
but again, the moral worth of a human being is objectively different because we are able to make moral contentions, not just contentions based on how we feel. Animals can only feel; they cannot reason.
Yeah, but that's
And therefore, we should be treated different morally. Now, from a typical Western religious view, we have souls as human beings, and animals do not. And as a soul, I mean not just in the religious sense, but I also mean that there is a part of you that is not just your 5 senses, right?
okay. Sure. Well,
So, for example, if you think you're only your 5 senses, which one of your 5 senses is telling you that?
I don't know what you mean by 5 senses. You mean my brain?
It's crazy that we're giving a stage to these people who don't even know what the 5 senses in a human body are. His argument is as empty and blunt as his brain. Imagine comparing a human with an animal. Kirk proceeds to school him on the 5 senses, but the guy came prepared with a question so ridiculous that he ended up making a bigger fool of himself.
Well, your 5 senses: sight, smell, taste, feel, hear. 5 senses. So an animal only has 5 senses. It
Yeah,
does
sure.
not have an ability to withdraw itself from its 5th sense, right?
Yeah, but how do you believe that it's okay to kill an animal when it's not okay to kill a child? You defend a child more. Some children die. Some children never make it out of the womb.
Well, because human beings are human. A is A, and human beings are worthy of protection, and animals are not humans, and they're not the moral equivalency, correct?
What about milk? But animals are raped all the time. Cows are raped to produce milk. Yeah, to produce milk, a cow has to be impregnated, and it's not like these farmers are waiting for the animal to get pregnant naturally. They have to be forcibly inseminated, which is a form of rape.
I actually think it's a great thing that we have dairy.
Okay, but I don't think that that drinking milk in and of itself is bad. But saying that animals can be raped is okay. That's beyond me.
You think that cows are being raped. I gotta be honest,
Yes.
I've been doing this for 12 years. I've never heard that before.
Yes, but they are raped because they're not referred to as being raped. They're said to be forcibly inseminated. How come that's okay, but raping a small child is not?
I would not.
Yeah.
But I just want to make sure we are consistent, just so we're consistent. Do you believe that we should limit the unjust suffering of insects?
Well, and I don't believe that. I don't believe in intentionally killing insects either.
So you don't believe that we should spray for mosquitoes even if they're carrying diseases that
Well,
kill
if they're
humans?
threatening me, then it's self-defense.
Oh,
but
okay.
Imagine being so passionate about something that you haven't even thought through the most basic arguments against your own position. I almost feel sorry for the guy, so trapped in the woke mindset that he ends up humiliating himself. But this next lady, she takes it to a whole new level by heckling a comedian. Little did she know that was about to backfire so bad.
What's your question? Is it penis size related? What? What's the question? Am I really married? Bitch, this is the right hand. You know we're not facing the same direction, right? Look, if you're going to be that dumb, I'm going to switch fingers. I'm not married, but I'm not giving myself to you. How was that vulgar? That was. I mean. And why would you implicate yourself that way? We all think so much less of you right now. She's like, why are you a kid in a candy shop? Like, no. I said I wanted that one, but I want the sprinkle frogs. That is the vulgar thing. I know. I don't want candy. Psych, Mom. What is the question you want to ask? Because we're all dying to know. You
Do you act the same way in bed as you talk?
Somehow you ended up looking worse. Again, I shouldn't.
So as you could hear, the two ladies were causing such a serious disruption that the comedian had to call them out. He asks if there's anything they need, and one of them responds with an absurd question mocking his disability, which, as he pointed out, only made her look even worse. But it didn't end there. The comedian made sure to teach her a much-needed lesson. Listen closely.
Wait, so your question was, so just to rephrase it, was, do I act the same way in bed? And then I think you went like like I come in increments. Do you think I stand in the corner of the room and shoot it like a? I gotta reload.
The lady definitely got a taste of her own medicine and was completely owned. But that's nothing compared to this next girl who, when she found herself at a loss for words, decided to flash in public in a desperate attempt to make the other party look bad.
Do you feel proud of yourself for debating college kids who are unprepared to speak in front of an audience like yourself? Hold on. You're 30 years old. We can agree you're 30 years old, right? Do you think that's a little bit silly?
Are you a voter?
I am a voter. I'm a
so
registered
I
voter.
vote and you vote. So I'm talking to voters of this country that will determine the future of Western civilization. That's what I'm doing here today. Yeah? Wait, hold on. How is it any different than a professor talking to you?
Then a professor talking to you? Who are you?
Well, important enough for you to come up to a microphone.
I don't think you're focusing on substance, though. That's the issue.
Hold on. But he intentionally tried to provoke substance out of you, and you said, well, I'm worried about some laws Congress should pass. I have to ask, what laws are you talking about? Can you be specific?
I'm sorry, I'm very nervous, but this is what you do.
Did she really just try to flash on camera and then claim she was nervous? In reality, she did it to throw the other party in a bad light. Her disgusting attempt to flash on someone's video just to get them banned from social platforms shows some real fatherless behavior. If you're ready to fight back against woke culture, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more.